All right, ladies and gents, Ben Pakulski, pulling questions straight off my Facebook. We've got Craig Preisendorf. Craig's an awesome fan. Sorry if I butchered your name, dude. Preisendorf, personal improvement. Love your stuff on that. Because Craig's such an awesome fan and a huge supporter, I'm going to answer your question. Man, I mean, like everybody, I struggle just as much as you and everybody else does with personal improvement. You're always trying to be your best, and if you don't struggle with it, you should probably start, because it should always be a goal to be better. What do I do to try to be my best all the time? I'm going to be honest. I haven't read a lot lately. I need to read more. That's hugely important. When you have children, you realize your time to read kind of takes a back seat. When you have spare time, you either want to spend it with your kids or with your spouse. And I'm just as guilty. Obviously, I'm training for the Olympia. That takes, takes a front seat. On top of that, you got a business to run. So a lot of reading goes in the back seat. So what I tend to do is audiobooks when I'm in the car, or I like to surround myself with people that are more successful than myself. I mean, I have something to offer to really anybody that I encounter, and that's one thing I tell to everybody is, if you run into me, that's a bad example, but if you run into Tony Robbins, if you run into Jay Cutler, if you run into, I don't know, I'm trying to think of people you guys can relate to, people who motivate you. What do you have to bring to the situation? What do you have to offer? Because why am I going to stop and talk to you on the street unless you have, one, a great attitude, two, a great level of knowledge on something. So I always say, if you run into a group of 5 to 6 people, call it a mastermind group. What do you bring to that situation? What do you bring to that group that nobody else has? And that's really, really important. So what I bring to a group, I can teach anybody about training. I can teach anybody about nutrition. I can teach anybody about fitness. I can even help with mindset, because I've achieved relative success in what I do. I haven't achieved ultimate success, but relative to most people, I would say I've achieved relative success. So I can bring mindset, training, nutrition to any situation that I'm into. And that's valuable to some people. So what can you bring to a situation that's valuable? Really become great at something. Find what you really love to do and become great at it. And that way you can sit down with a group of anyone and provide knowledge to them. If I sit down with Richard Branson and Tony Robbins, who are two of my biggest role models, I believe that I can provide a substantial amount of value to their life. So I believe I can sit with them. Thereby my confidence is going to be higher, my ability to converse is going to be greater, and my ability to take in information is going to be higher. So that's one thing I try to do for self-improvement is be great at something, be confident in your ability at something, and surround yourself with people who are smarter than yourself, because it's the only way to learn. I mean, if you're surrounding yourself with, they say you are the 5 people you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with people who are kind of useless and unmotivated and negative and talk smack all the time, you're wasting your life, and life is too short and precious. So sever those ties really quickly, move on. Even if you're by yourself, trust me, it's better than being around people who are bringing you down. Be back out.